This video was filmed by a parent who wanted to share her own journey of having a young child with speech, language and communication difficulties.
Hi, my name's Louise. I'd like to speak to you about my daughter Sophie today. Sophie's 6 now, but when she was about 1.5, I noticed that she wasn't saying as many words as I was expect. Her communication wasn't great. She would get really frustrated at times, just because she couldn't tell me what she wanted, and she didn't repeat things after I said it. So normally when they're that age, if you say a word, you would normally expect them to try and repeat it back, but she wasn't doing any of those things. So I'd had experience in the past. My other two children had speech and language disorders, so I knew what to look for. So I was in a really fortunate position that I was able to catch it early. So I contacted my health visitor, who was able to refer me to a speech and language therapist. So we went along and we got some really great advice from a speech and language therapist. She spent some time with Sophie, she played some games. It was very relaxed. It was just a case of letting her get to know Sophie and how she was, because all children are different. So it was great. I got some great tips. Now at that age, really most of the things you do is about giving them time to talk. It's about waiting for that response and putting things out of their reach, just so they have to kind of use that communication rather than just pointing. It just kind of, it facilitates them using language. It's not something you often think about, but it's simple things sometimes that really help. And I was lucky enough to be in contact with Judith from SLCo, who was fantastic. She gave me lots of advice, and it was just nice to have somebody to chat to and somebody that understood what I was going through. And because it's not easy at the times when you've got a child that can't communicate, the frustration, it's challenging at times, and it takes a lot of patience, but you do get through it. As I say, there was a lot of challenges, a lot of frustration. More so from her part, because she wanted to tell us things, but she just couldn't. It was so hard for her to find the words. But with time, we were lucky that Sophie's speech and language therapist went into her nursery, which was amazing. So she was able to do a lot of group sessions, which it just really boosted her confidence, and got her used to chatting and feeling safe to talk as well. Especially if your child's shy as well, which she is. So she's come on so much. You wouldn't recognise her from an 18-month that couldn't communicate, even up to 2.5, 3. She really couldn't say a huge amount, but now you can't stop her talking, which is lovely. It makes you really appreciate all the little things that you could take for granted. The little chats, it's lovely. So advice for others: chat to people, ask people, don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed, because children are all different. It can be a really simple thing, really simple. It doesn't need to be anything complicated, but sometimes little bits of advice, just knowing that you're not the only one that's going through it. It's a very common thing in children, but yeah, speak to others. Find if you know any friends that have been through things. They might have any tips, little things. We use calendars quite a lot. Whiteboards are great. There's loads of even visuals are fantastic. So we used them when she was at nursery. You get little pet cars, which are great. So if kids can't say a word for toilet, they can point at the word. So there's loads of resources out there, and you'd be really surprised. In terms of impact as a family, I think it's made us very patient. We understand that it takes time. You have to nourish that communication. If it doesn't come naturally, you have to be willing to put in the effort and really work at it. But it's really worth it. To see the results is fantastic. And just to see them not being frustrated and being able to tell you if they want something. Again, it can be little things, but it makes it really special. And being understanding as well. And again, speak to friends. Don't compare your child to others, as hard as it is. We all do it, and it's not easy. But yeah, remember, they're all different and they all get there eventually. It just sometimes takes them a wee bit longer. It's not a measure of their intelligence. It's just simply that for some, communication is difficult. Social interactions can be difficult. But learning different ways to cope with things, it does get better, I promise. And be kind to yourself. Yeah, it's not easy being a parent, but don't be hard, and yeah, speak to others. It's amazing what you find out if you just have a wee chat about it. But best of luck. It does get better, I promise. And good luck.